All right. Welcome back, thoroughbreds, to this week's episode of Penalty Broncos. We are the number one Broncos podcast that we listen to. We're trying to give you the best professional amateur advice coming straight to you from the bandwagon. I know what you're thinking, thoroughbreds, straight away. As long as, we got all these hats on, like, good Lord, they're sexy hats. But you're also probably thinking, Britto, good Lord, mate, have a fucking haircut. The the caterpillar on the top lit's getting a bit thicky. But anyway, enough of that. We've got our Ford pack back again online. Ringer and Langers, they are here. Langers is back from his Walters uh, hiding that he copped against the Titans there. But Ringer, mate, how's your week been? We'll throw to you first.
Good fun, mate. Good fun this week. Always, Broncos, thoroughbreds this year, following the Broncos, we sort of, coming into the weekend, you're never confident, but, coming in against the bye, you put those 2 points in your back pocket and you fucking surge through the week. So, no, been busy, mate. We're back into some cow work. So, yeah, and it's been cold in Western Queensland. We've had ice and shit. So, um, yeah, not used to that sort of crap. So they can keep that. How about you guys' weekend?
How you going, Langers, mate? You've been a bit cold too, actually.
Yeah, mate. I like you said, flew away to Nebo for the week, and yeah, it was fucking freezing there. It was easily single digits. The bartender said at her place it was 1 degrees, and the bar fly there said it was 3 degrees at his property. So
Yeah.
it was fucking cold for Nebo. But no, apart from that, no, it was good week, good weekend. A little bit slower than what I've been used to the past couple of weeks. So that's always good to just slow things down and, get some chores done and see some friends and family and all that sort of stuff, which is always nice. Bit sort of disappointing. There was no sort of Broncos footy to watch. Actually, now finally got a bit of time to wrap around a bit of footy, and there was not much to wrap around. But no, like what the ringer said, it's always good to take those 2 points, and you don't have get that monkey off your back straight away. So it's not too bad. It's not too bad.
Yeah, that's the go. It's fucking been cold down here. Not as cold as where you guys were away for the week, but it's certainly been beautiful in the morning and a bit brisk and whatnot. I've been having a bit of a North Queensland smug look on my face when I join teams for my work. Everyone's in turtlenecks and scarves and all sorts of shit down there in Brisbane. It's good stuff having the sunlight up here for once. But other than that, busy weekend with soccer. We hosted Langers and his little family last night there for a bit of a delayed birthday party for the little one. Had some cake and got around it, so that was good.
Yeah.
Cake's always good. It's like the second half of your adult life begins when you realize you can just go and buy cake.
Yeah. That's it. I was going to
I've got to feel like cake. Wait a minute.
I've got free will.
Yeah.
And then after you polish it off, you realize, well, you need an adult.
Yeah. Why
Anyway.
didn't anyone stop me?
Anyway, before we do move on, just a real quick shout out, a bit of housekeeping. Give us a like there on whatever you're listening to, and a subscribe, and tell a mate next to you, tap him on the shoulder and whatnot. Any diehard Broncos out there that are listening, have a business. If you want to promote it, mate, we're open to throwing your name out there, put your logo on a few things. Reach out. We've got all sorts of sort of levels, I guess you would say, for all sorts of budgets. So just reach out on the socials, give us a DM, or hit the email up that will be in the description. All right. Like we said, no game on the weekend, not even an NRLW game.
No.
Absolutely fanging for something that was Broncos related. We didn't really get it. So this week, what we're going to talk about is we're going to kick off talking about a little bit of NRL copyright. For those that follow him, Hectic Fred had a bit of a crash out today on Instagram and TikTok, and I'll play a little bit of a snippet here for you right now so that you can get a bit of a gist of what's going on. Go.
Hectic.
Let me know when you can see that.
Yeah.
Fuck me dead. If you want proof that the NRL is stuck in the dark ages, this is it, mate. This is the perfect place. This is fucking definitive proof right here, cuz. Took my kick stream down. I took it like a good little boy. I said, fair enough, cuz. You know what I mean? You don't want me streaming it? That's all G. Saying that shit, no problems, man. But to take this shit down for copyright, wallah, you're going to fucking make me crash out. And I'm going to do it right here. I've had enough of this shit, cuz. And I know plenty of other fucking content creators have been pissed off at this shit too. And I'm just, tonight's the night, mate. Like fucking Dexter, tonight's the night. I'm fucking have had it, cuz. I've fucking had it. I don't make a penny off this shit. I'm doing this shit for the love of the fucking game, bro. Why the fuck are you making it hard for me to post? Why?
We can stop that right there, I reckon, before he gets too carried away. If you don't follow him already, Hectic Fred, go over to Instagram, TikTok, give him a like and follow and whatnot. Great content, the lad there. So basically, if you're all new to this sort of stuff, what the NRL will hit you for is if you share anything to do with the games, any of the broadcasting and anything like that, they'll just shut your shit down. Hectic likes to record his computer screen with a replay or whatever's happened in the game, and he'll just do his voiceover, crashing out or agreeing to the refs or what a play that was, calling out some good stuff. Basically, they'll just hit him flat with copyright on all of his gear that he's got now. And I mean, that's what his content is about. So I guess, well, I'll throw it around to, I know Ringer's got some pretty hard points on this. What we've also done is I've done a bit of a clip up, Thoroughbreds, that will show you, and it's what we would like to do. So if you're listening to us on Spotify and Apple or whatever platform, you're probably going to listen to this okay, because we're not going to get kicked out. YouTube, probably going to have to put in a bit of a appeal to get it pulled back up. Maybe, but we'll see how we go. But Ringer, what's your thoughts on that whole process, mate?
Yeah, Britto, isn't it funny when Fred says cousin, like in that thing, it sounds like he's saying your full government name, like when you're in trouble as a kid, cousin. But yeah, mate, it is a pretty archaic approach. It's very understandable about how the game is built on the back of deals with, with the copyrights, and like the media deals that they get pretty much dictates what the game does. I understand that. However, live content, live replays, surely there can be like little windows, or whether you can put screenshots, or whether you can put like 10 seconds in live game, and then once the game's finished, you can do 30 seconds, and then once the replay on KO is finished, you can do a minute, 2 minutes, whatever. There's got to be some sort of rules around it, because we're living, honestly, how much, I don't know about you guys, but I get zero rugby league news off Channel 9, or like I'll watch NRL 360 sometimes, but usually you're doing bloody kids dinners and fucking shit like that. You're tidying up your own admin in life. Like, it's all social media, isn't it? Like, that's where you get your stats. That's where you get all those little tidbits, those little plays that come up. Like, I just don't understand how you wouldn't want that a little bit more. Even if you did regulate it a bit, you'd want that a little bit more to spread your audience around. So, I'm with Fred a bit. Like, just you can still govern it to a degree, but the broadcasters, like, wouldn't they want, even if you said like you got to have the fucking 9 if you're going to share a screen, it's got to have the 9 logo in it or some bullshit. Make some bloody rules up so that the broadcasters get their bloody little name in it or whatnot. I don't know. It does seem archaic, like he said, that the most eyes on anything at the moment is social media, and you're like banning people from sharing all the best bits. It just doesn't make any sense.
Mate, it's not even that. Like, even so, let's say you had NRL 360. If you had a difference in opinion on that, why wouldn't you be able to just grab a snippet of that NRL 360 and then put your own opinion over it, sort of thing? Like, and then if somebody hasn't seen NRL 360, let's say they're in America, they've just heard about the Vegas stuff, like what's going on here. They do a bit of research, and then they see, Hectic or somebody else, or like Bloke in a Bar. I know he's got the KO. You can use all the footage, but Yeah, but they see that and go, oh, NRL 360, I'll look that up. And then there's more eyes on that show as well. Like, we help the game grow because, I mean, at the end of the day, we're fans, number one. And so we just want to talk about it. It is be very interesting when the 27 broadcast deal is done. And because I know that like Disney and Netflix and all them are sniffing around and Stan and all that sort of stuff. So, Nine and KO, they got, and Fox, I mean, they've got some pretty stiff competition coming up with that next broadcast. So they may want to think about, just loosening up a little bit and letting a little bit of other people have a crack at it as well. So,
And I think that one of the best points he made is like, he doesn't make a cent out of
Yeah.
what he's putting up for them. Like,
Yep.
he's just passionately, like, if you follow Hectic Fred, it's all passion. Like, it's content and it's passion. It's not as if it's bloody marketed research. Oh, this clip's brought to you by fucking DoorDash or anything stupid like that. He's just going off on a ref or a call or a bloody bad play or a good play. Like, So I think that'd be different. Like, it'd be different if just pick it like us. Just say we had a sponsor and then we played a clip and said, oh, this clip's brought to you by fucking Langer's Pest Control.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that'd be different, obviously, because you're running someone else's advertising over the broadcaster's footage. But if you're just doing a live react, that's just social media 101, isn't it?
That's it. And you're always going to have that little logo there or something that, the viewers recognize, oh, that's you got that from KO, all that sort of stuff. So, Langers, you got anything there, mate?
Well, mate, what's left? Like after what you two lads have said. No, look, I fully agree with both of you. It's sort of weird that like the NRL will be like, no, we're trying to grow the game. Let's go over to Vegas and blah blah blah, and then then they restrict content creators on basically growing helping to grow the game. Like it seems like a money grab. Like that's like the first thing to mind when you see that sort of stuff. It's like, oh well, they're just doing it because they want eyes on their material so they can put their sponsors on it and they can get, the money for it. Like that's how I see it. But yeah, I don't know. Well, what do you do? How do you fight that? Like they've made that rule now. So what do you do? Like, I think it's disappointing, like, because like what the Ringer said, like a lot of our information that we get now, it's not coming from Channel 7 or Channel 9. It's coming from our social media because we've all got a life to live and, we can't wrap around the news every day. We've got 10 minutes here and 10 minutes there and maybe 3 hours once the kids go to bed where we can like then, that's where we get our information. And, oh, I didn't get to see the Cowboys game this weekend. And then suddenly, look, there's a great run by Dead and comes across your feed. And you're like, oh, well, I never would have saw that because, if you restrict that to just the NRL or Channel 9 or whoever, then I feel like, it's a bad business decision if you're trying to grow the game, I think.
Yeah. And, put yourself, like, I'll paint a picture for you. You're a rugby league tragic. You've just got your kids down. You've had a bit of a fucking shit day. Are you going to then turn around and say, okay, love, we've done the good thing here. We've got the kids into bed. Let's go and get a nice little white wine, sit on the couch, and watch Braith and Astor and Gordon Tallis for an hour. Like, fucking, you're not getting that up, cuz. You are not getting that up. So, that's where you throw on the fucking terrible bloody romantic comedy and then you sneakily scrolling through fucking Insta and getting all your updates. Like, it's reality in the end of the day. So,
mate, I don't even need to worry about that. We just sit on the other end of the couch and just doom scroll each other to sleep. Just sling them reels every now and then.
Thinking you, bye.
Yeah, I mean, the only time I watch Nine is when it comes up on TikTok. Like that's literally it, mate. Like 9 News, 7 News, all that. If it's on TikTok, then I'll watch it. Otherwise, I ain't throwing that on. Anyway, what we've selected for you, Thoroughbreds, is Bronco related. Katoni Staggs against the Titans last week scores that try from a crossfield bomb, gets it down.
Beautiful try.
Beautiful try. Little bit of, I guess, what you would say,
controversy.
Yeah, bit of movement of the ball there as he puts it down. Try is awarded. Off we go. Fast forward to this week. Siu Wong from the Roosters against the Knights there. He chases a grubber through, goes to regather and score, gets downward pressure on it, no worries. And they watered it, didn't they? I'm pretty sure they did anyway. And it erupted. And I was like, I have to go. And I wasn't watching at the time because we were having a far better time than watching that poo sling. But we went back and watched it, and fair enough. I thought it was no try as well. And they were trying to make, well, if you allowed the Katonis, you definitely got to allow that. But that's a lot different in both of those scenarios. So what we would do then, if we came onto this and the NRL allowed us, we would share our screen like I'm about to. We would go to the little snippet that we had made up for it. And we would have this nice, now, full disclosure, I have ripped this hard off Instagram. I haven't even tried to hide this because what's the point if we're going to get it taken down anyway? So what we could do there, though, is we could watch both of these clips side by side.
He's just not going to be denied on this Saturday night.
And we could slow it down and we could discuss that we see a little bit of ball movement there by Katoni. But you can see, and if we pause it right there, you can see that the minimum, I would say that he didn't lose contact with that ball. And even if he did, the downward pressure and the contact was regained before the ball hit the ground. So that's what we would do. And then we would move on to Siu.
Chasing through.
Now, unfortunately, I didn't get a slow-mo of this, so this is about as slow as we can get right here. And we'll pause it right there.
100. You got it just dead right.
Yeah. So now you can see that, Wong has attempted to regather it, and I think that's where he's come undone. Because from here, it hits his hand, it touches the ground, then he gets downward pressure again. If he had have gone in to just score a try like a winger would or something like that, with just trying to plant the ball, I think this would be 100%. You couldn't take it off and sort of stuff. Run it through like that. And that there, as you can see, as it's coming down side by side. Choice. So that's what we were like. Now, we're definitely going to discuss the topic because I think the Wong try should have been disallowed. I think there was clear separation, knock on, and whatnot. So what do you think there, Ringer? I'll throw to you, mate. What do you reckon? Try, no try?
Well, Wong's one's no try for me, 100%. Say exactly what you said. If he just went, hey, I'm just going to jam this down, give it to him. Or 100% of the time, I don't even like when they slow that down to a millisecond and they try and look for separation. He's just going to bang the ball down. Good on him. The problem is, with Katonis, he had control. He was reaching out to score. It didn't leave his arm, and he still put the ball down. Don't care if it was Cantoni. There's been 100 of them over the last couple of years. Players do that shit all the time when they're trying to put those speckies down the corner, and it bobbles from their grip to when they're doing that. It doesn't stop touching them, and they slam it down. To me, that's a try. It's just in the motion of slamming the ball on the ground. Whereas Siwa, he's coming in, he's trying to take control, misses, and then falls on it.
Yeah.
Like, that's the difference in it. The intent was he was going to try and pick it up and put it down. If he did gather it and then put it down and it separated and got him on the wrist, give him a try. But he didn't. He was trying. Like, if that was in the field of play, it's 100% a knock on.
Yeah.
100% a knock on. So, because there was no control at the start. So, that's the point with what I was sort of, where I was coming at it, is that he was trying to take control of the ball to plant it down. And luckily he fell on it while the ball was on the ground. But he did touch it, like you said, Britto, before he even done that. So, I thought it was a howler, to be fair. There's been a lot of, like, and it's funny, you watch 5 clips, you get 5 different opinions on it. So,
Yeah.
I don't think there's a wrong or right answer, but, like, it'd be a lot easier if he didn't try and catch it and then he just fell on it. If you know what I mean. Like if he just tried to slam it down, try every single time. Gets it on his forearm and just jams it down, try. That's how it works. But he tried to take control, he fucked it up and fell on it. That's not a try.
Yeah. What about you, Langers, mate?
Yeah, I'm with the ringer on that one. Katoni's was a try because he plays for the Broncos. Plain and simple. That's why it was a try. Yeah.
Ooh.
And the other one wasn't a try because he doesn't play for the Broncos. Like, I don't think I need to explain it anymore. We can move on to the next one.
Perfect.
No, I agree with the ringer for everything he just said. Like, I'm only going to be mirroring what he says. I think sometimes that slow frame by frame replay doesn't always paint the true picture of how it actually happened in the moment of things. And I think that sort of ruins a lot of people's tries because they're like, oh, no, look, you've lost it here. And it's like, well, exactly what the ringer just said, it was all in the motion and the movement of going from here to down. So, yeah, no, I'm with you, boys. I'm with you.
Yeah, that's it. Anyway, we move on from that one. There was just a little bit of thoroughbred chat that we can throw in there that'll back one of our boys up. But back to the main topic of being able to show that sort of content. I think, like you said, Jack, there needs to be a time limit. I'm a bit more great. I reckon 2 to 3 minutes. You can't. Yeah. So the whole worry, I guess, would be, and I think this is the big one, is that no one can actually just live stream a game. So they can bypass the paywall with KO or whatever it is, or take away the viewership from 9 and just watch somebody else's stream. And I get that. I'm 100% behind that. Like, do the watch along. Don't have the audio. I reckon that's perfect. But you can't just throw up an entire game sort of thing. Like it just sort of, that's irrelevant. I think with us, maybe you can put in and register where you do pay for it, I guess, like a little small fee throughout the year. Yeah. And you say that allows you to get 2 to 3 minutes of a clip, and it can be from any game. When you download it, it's got a watermark over it for whatever reason, and then you can talk to that, or you can have it up on your podcast. You can do whatever you want. You can put it on your YouTube, your Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, all that. I think that would be the way forward. Stuck in the dark, like it. I can't handle when you hear people say, "Oh, it's this new day." And social media has. I've had a Facebook account since 2009. Like this is not new technology. Yeah. Like we have had a long time to get used to this and start to adapt and whatnot. So they are definitely, Hectic's right. We are still in the dark ages when it comes to this sort of content. And you would think that the NRL big headquarters, like you think PVL would have the numbers. Like they know the eyes are on the social media. So how do we get it into social media? I know. We'll let these hundreds of content creators push our product out to the masses. Yeah. And for go
free.
From there.
We don't have to pay them a cent to do it. They do it for the love of the game.
Even and on top of that, what Britto just said was fucking incredible, actually. Imagine if KO give you, or whoever was the streaming service at the next broadcast rights, you had a content creator account that you paid for with KO, right? You uploaded our bloody image here. So every time you recorded or screen recorded something, your image and the NRL image was fucking watermarked over the top of it. Yeah. How much would content creators pay for that, to have that easy little shit done? So when you screen record something on KO, it's already there. You put it straight up on your socials. Like, make it a money-making opportunity if you want. Like, fuck.
Yeah. No, it'll be very interesting when the next broadcast deal gets done. I would hope that something came along like that. All right, move on to the next hot topic, and it's the right season for it. Origin eligibility. Now, we're not talking Greg Inglis and where he was. I mean, he is a Queenslander, true and true. We're not talking about the song That's in Queensland and whatnot, but we're talking about Origin eligibility and the international game. Where do we stand on this? What are your opinions? How do your opinions also positively and negatively affect the game, players, and the fans? So I'll go first. I believe that if you want to play Origin, the eligibility rules stay the same right now. If you were born in New Zealand, but you came over at a young age and you played your junior rep footy in New South Wales or Queensland, that's the state that you can go for. However, I'm a massive believer that Origin should be a trial for the Kangaroos. And I think that if you are playing Origin, then you have put your hand up and made yourself available to play international for the Kangaroos. And there's a lot of people out there, oh, we don't have the depth. Bullshit, we don't have the depth. We have a shitload of depth. The only thing is that these guys aren't getting a chance because there's people in front of them who are playing for Tonga, Samoa, whatever, and they're just not getting onto that stage. If they were given the opportunity to hop onto that stage, they would prove that they belong there. And we'd unearth a couple of more heroes and whatnot and all that sort of. So I think it also forces the NRL to do something about the international game. We'll get that to the next topic on there. But Langers, what's your thoughts, mate, on that whole Origin eligibility and the international game?
Mate, I'm with you 100%. I think if you're going to put your hand up to play State of Origin, you are putting your hand up to be, selected for the Kangaroos as well. I think it should be plain and simple. I don't think there should be any more chat. There doesn't need to be any more chat. I fully agree with you. I think it should be, a trial run sort of situation, and then, the best out of State of Origin gets the Kangaroos call up. Simple as that.
That's like, and I know that we're running through a bit of a topic at the moment with Kalen Ponga. He really loves Queensland, and so much so that he is playing for us, sort of thing. But he's toying with the idea of wanting to play for the Kiwis, and that's just a hard decision that why are the other guys allowed to play? I understand that tier 2 is there because they don't have the funding, they don't have all that sort of stuff. But I mean, it's getting to that point now where we have to go to that next level with those tier 2 nations. We need to cut the tiers out because, yes, Samoa may not have the facilities and whatever, but you've got Katoa playing for the Dolphins, who he's on track to be an absolute GOAT in his position. Samoa hasn't chipped in any money for that development. That's all been on Australian soil. So, I mean, they're using our facilities anyway. And, so that's how I see that. So why should someone like, Jerome Hughes not be able to play for the Origin? I think it just needs to be a blanket. I don't want it to go the other way. I don't want everyone to just be available. I think that'll kill the Origin game. But whoever you see run out in the blue and maroon, they want to bleed for their state, and then they want to go and bleed for the country, as far as I'm concerned. What about you, Ringer, mate?
I'm so on the same page as you guys with this. And, I listen to everyone talk about it. They keep coming back to this same thing where they say, oh, yeah, but you want your best players playing Origin. No.
We do.
You want your best representatives playing Origin, because all of that chat where they say, oh, how come Adam Fanua Blake can't play because blah, blah, fucking blah, and how come this and how come that? It's like, you're all forgetting what made Origin State of Origin. In 1980, before 1980, Arthur Beetson and all the best Queenslanders were playing for New South Wales because that's where they played. And then all of a sudden, we changed that around so the state you are from and represent is where you played. That's the whole fucking point of State of Origin. Yeah. It's like they just forgot all of that because they're like, oh, how is it fair for this player and this player? They've been here since they're 15, and I don't give a fuck where they've been, how long they've been here. Like, if you make the eligibility, if you play your first, if you play under 15s for Queensland bloody juniors or whatever, however they make it now, that's who you represent. If you don't want to represent Queensland or Australia, fine, you're not eligible to be selected.
Yeah.
Very simple. And, we want the best players in the game. I don't give two flying fucks who the best players in the game are. I want someone that's grown up his whole life wanting to put that maroon jersey on and kill a Blues player to save his spot and stop Queensland from losing a game. You're going to get a great game. You're going to get a great product. The product isn't in the quality of football. The product is in the quality of the aggression against each other.
Yeah.
And, I just can't wrap my head around all these pundits saying, oh, yeah, but, you can't lose the best players in the game if you start doing all these rules. It's like, yes, you can. Like, if they want to play for fucking England or Samoa or whoever, Tonga, okay, fine. You go play for them. If that's where your heritage lies, if your connection to that is so strong,
Yeah.
good. You don't play Origin because
Yeah.
that's where your connection is. That's where your loyalty lies. I want players playing for Queensland and playing for New South Wales that would fucking bleed and die for it. And that's the whole point of Origin. And everyone seems to have forgotten about that. When Arthur Beeston put on that jersey in 1980, that's what changed to the Origin we know now.
Yeah.
That's what changed the whole rivalry, state versus state, mate versus mate. And I cannot believe the amount of people that have fucking thrown all this shit up about trying to make it easier for people to be eligible. Make it harder. Make it fucking the blanket rule. Like, if you're not born in Australia, not born in Queensland, I don't give a fuck. I want people playing for Queensland and New South Wales that will die for the jersey.
I find it very laughable when people go, we don't have the depth thing gets me, because if you don't have your Luai, who else have we got there? If you don't have your Critter or whatever playing, I can guarantee you there's some young Aussie or Indigenous bloke there just banging to have a go. And we haven't unearthed them yet, and who cares if you got to go to Q Cup or New South Wales Cup to get a filler? That's never going to happen. We're going to have 17 to 20 players already in first grade. But who cares if you got to duck down? I think they'll play their fucking ass off, sort of thing. Yeah, I love that whole die for the jersey, and it's the same. Like, if they want to go on it, you have to make obviously something for them to go play for. If their passion is that strong about their heritage, they want to go play for another country, give them that. There'll be rivalries out there that we need to be born, is what I want to say.
And, if they want to, the thing that, with all that argument, they're saying, well, we want the best players playing the game. Okay, we'll have the Sydney teams pick the best team possible from all the teams playing for Sydney in the Sydney League, and then have Melbourne and the Queensland and Perth teams. They all pick from their squad. They pick the best team, and then, you know what I mean. Like, that you could have a great game of football, but it's not going to be state of origin, because, like you said, you'd have Jerome Hughes as a half, you'd have bloody Herbie Farnworth as a centre.
Yeah.
You know what I mean. Like,
Yeah.
That's essentially what they're talking about by trying to say, oh, we want to make it more easy for people to play Origin, so make the best players play. But you lose what the whole point of the operation was. And everyone talks about the jersey that Lanes is wearing right now. The 1995 Maroons team.
Yeah.
Super League fucking demolished. Fatty Vorton didn't know who Ben Eichen was. Goes down in fucking folklore as one of the most amazing things to happen in our game. Are they the best players? No, it's about getting people that would die for the jersey to fucking... I just cannot believe the people that keep saying it. I just can't fathom that the product that they're looking at, and they're trying to water it down. I hate it so much.
And you keep saying that we want the best players playing. That's international rugby league. You want the best players. So make sure that Critter, that To'o, that Luai have a team to play for in the international, because once you leave state of origin, you get shorter again. You get top 17 in that, and that starts to filter out. Well, make sure that the best players have a team to go and play for on the international level. And then we get an absolute beautiful game across all aspects of it.
Yeah.
Anyway, that leads me on to the next topic. Is, should we have a magic month for Origin and international in the middle of our regular season? I'll let you guys after this, but one whole month where Origin is played, and there's a Pacific Island contest, I guess you could say. I don't know where the Super League falls, whether they want to join in with that. I'm not too sure, but at the moment we've got Papua New Guinea, Cook Islands, Samoa, Tonga, New Zealand, Fiji, and then let's say for shits and giggles you throw in an Australia A. We could field an Australia A. Let's be honest here. So you've got those teams. They could very well make up their own round robin international series for 4 weekends of a year easily. You're in the middle of the season, so people have been training. Put your hand up, whatever. how do you guys talk about that, or throw to you, Rand? Do you guys think that that's a good idea? How would your framework? I've got one here, and we'll throw to that right at the end. But how would you see that playing out, or do you agree with it straight up? I guess.
Yeah, well, it is like the more and more like it was all fine when it was not professional, but it's a very professional league now, and it does seem
Yeah.
like a huge drain on clubs that get fucking hammered with, especially when they're taking it to Perth. Like none of those Perth players are backing up,
Yeah.
you know. And Matt Burton's 18th man, and he's not fucking playing for the Bulldogs today. So you can understand how clubs go, what the fuck's going on here? So yes, a, a period of the game where it's only focused on representative is, I reckon, probably where we can like get to. And I've seen something the other day. Oh yeah, but you can't. You know, weekend origins don't sort of work. But then there was an option thrown up where you do a Wednesday and then a 10 days away Sunday and then a 10 days away Wednesday again.
Yep.
So so you do Wednesday, Sunday, Wednesday, and then in those, so the weekend leading up to the Sunday game, you've got rep games. The weekends on the off Wednesdays, you've got rep games, and I think
Yep.
you know there has to be a formula that works. And like you said, growing the game, we love taking it to fucking Perth and Las Vegas and wherever else they're talking about. Even if they couldn't get an international off the ground, even if they only got like 4 games or 2 games, say England and Samoa and Tonga and New Zealand, just say, what's wrong with having the top 2 on the ladder of the Queensland Cup playing the top 2 on the ladder of the New South Wales Cup during that period? So people are starting to see, like, talk about grow the game, grow it from the bottom so that people get engaged with, and of course, if it's rep round, the quality of football, and that's going to be pretty big because all the clubs will be dropping all their sort of top 30 members that aren't, you know, not playing rep, be going back down to their feeder clubs. You'd get some fucking banger games there, get some eyes on it, and, you know, talk about grow the game. That's where you grow the game, get people involved with their feeder clubs. So, yeah, it's a big lift, and it would be difficult, no doubt, but there has to be a way where we don't have to disrupt the season as, like, weirdly as it does now.
What about you, Langers, mate? What are you thinking?
I'm thinking if there's going to be more footy for me to wrap around, I'll fucking wrap around today. Like I think, speak for the most people that watch footy. If you're going to throw an idea like that around, then I think the majority of people will wrap around it. If you know it's feasible to make happen. You know that's obviously a lot of moving pieces and all that sort of stuff. But just going through that little suggestion that you've got there that you'll probably get to in a minute, Britto. That's looking good, eh? Like you get a whole month of jam-packed, good footy. You know,
Yeah.
like top nations. You know, top people in their nations playing each other. You got the state of origin as well. Like, yeah, I don't think there's going to be a lot of sickies thrown on that month. I think that's probably going to be the only drama. Australia will come to a standstill in productivity.
That's it. Be
But
the
no, I'll
month.
wrap around that for sure, mate. Absolutely.
The month that stops a nation. Is what
Yeah.
it'll be.
100%.
But yeah, my little thing is, so we have the same. We have a round that finishes like you do before Origin 1. Teams are named at the beginning of the week. That's international and the Origin. You have that whole week off preparing for it, in with doing training and whatnot. The first weekend number 1 is when you run your international games. Now, if you do invite England into this whole debacle or whatever, you could have it over in England 1 year and then bring it over to New Zealand. It doesn't have to be in Australia. I would say don't do it in Australia. Spread it all over the Cook Islands, have it at their stadiums up at Papua New Guinea. They would froth that up in Papua New Guinea. And then Wednesday, number 1, it's number 2, sorry. So you have that week off, then the next Wednesday, you play game 1. And I'm talking move the NRLW so that they're already playing, so that they're in training or they've just finished their preseason and a couple of trials or whatever. You play your under 19 ladies and men's on the same day on the Wednesday. You have your NRLW as a curtain raiser for the NRL, and then you have your NRL. Make it a full spectacle. You pay for 1 ticket, you get 1, 2, 3, 4 games of state of origin football. Then the second round of internationals happens on weekend number 2. And then the next Wednesday, you have your Origin 2. Then you just keep rotating throughout the whole month. And then the last games you see, Origin 3 is done and dusted. The shield's been settled and whatever. That last weekend after that, you got your finals. And that could be, first V2, yes, and then 3v4 sort of thing. And that's how you figure out your placings for the Pacific Cup or the international, whatever. And like, you definitely throw Australia A in there. And they're the guys that maybe they're in the Origin camp, but they're not going to play. So like, Burton would be in a shit position because he'd play neither. But always a bridesmaid, never a bride.
Never
for
a bride.
Burton.
Probably. He's going to fuck us up one day for saying all this shit.
Yeah. But then you just have the week off and the regular rounds kick back up. In that time, everyone else who hasn't been selected, go and have a week off, get away from footy, refresh, come back, do a bit of gym, heal up, do your rehab that you need to do. And then we just go rip roaring into the final rounds of the year and just straight into the final series. There's even an argument to have, like, between the preliminary and the grand final, that you host a few other things in there to give the teams who are going to be playing a 2-week space there to sort of heal up and get ready for it, which is good as well. But yeah, I reckon just give the other remaining squad members don't play Q Cup unless you want to come back from injury or something. Maybe you could go down and play that, but just have a month off. You don't get burnout at the end of the season. You don't get these soft tissue injuries sneaking in, sort of thing, and whatnot. So I think that I reckon I'd be all for fucking down for it. A whole month of international.
Shit, yeah. And there's so many iterations of what you just templated that could work.
Yeah.
Isn't there? Like, because there's always the coaches saying, oh, yeah, it's too much football in the middle. If all our stars go and play and then they get hurt, well, unfortunately, you aren't playing for yourselves. You're playing for the fans. So, if you want to make the game huge, this is the sort of shit that needs to happen to do it. There's got to be a way. There's got to be a way. Like Britto said, that I reckon they'd be shit hot. The weekend after they're all selected is your enters, and then a Wednesday Origin into another international. Even if they wanted to stop that there, you know what I mean? Like, make it fucking like a World Cup qualifier, so you know what pool you're in or something. There'd be a way to get around it, so that after Origin you got that weekend, back to footy or weekend off or whatever, to give all that, so to keep the coaches happy, so their stars get a rest and all that bullshit. But yeah, there's so many ways that you could probably do it. I think that would be, like you both said, how fucking awesome would that month be? It'd be fucking call the office. I'm not coming in because it's fucking awesome.
Yeah, divorce
month.
I would froth the Origin day. Rock up at 12 o'clock and you watch the young fellas run round. You're getting a bit tipsy. You throw on a couple of VBs back, bit of 4Xs, couple of 2Es and whatnot. Then you get into the women's and you're like, the women, the game that they are producing is just, it's getting there. It's climbing. It's climbing. The rivalry is definitely there. Get that into you, and by the time that kickoff happens for the men's, you are fully fermented and just involved.
Ready to fucking rip.
Ready to party.
Have it
they
so
start
like
putting up the 6-foot fucking chain wire fences so you can't come in. Like the old days.
That's it. You got to nominate your team before you turn up to the stadium. So one half of the stadium's blue, the other half is maroon. Separate these cunts, sort of thing.
Heaving.
Oh, mate. Mate, and then do the old fucking high school war cries back and forth at one another. Yeah. Anyway, that's it. We're problem solvers here, Thoroughbreds. That's what we're doing. Solving problem. PVL. Give us a call.
Just on a panel, mate. We can help.
That's it. We'll talk down at Gordy. All we want. All right. Another desperate call here, and not really desperate, just, sort your shit out, Thoroughbreds. But we got one voicemail this week to listen to, and you can bet it's the fuckwit. He's back again. But first of all, we will listen to what the Gronk has to say. If you're watching this on YouTube, you'll notice that the background is a little different today, and you'll soon see why.
Remember last week when I said that the Titans needed to be kicked out of the comp because of how terrible they are? Well, fucking move over Gold Coast because we're coming as well. Jesus Christ. Now, I know you could say fucking Dearden, Cotter, Nanai, Robson, Taumalolo are late out. You've got excuses, but fuck me. You can't excuse that attitude that we had. It was so fucking horrendous. And our ability to drop the ball or not get to our kick at important time in the game is unmatched. So we're up the top of that ladder, if there ever was one. Origin. Listen, it doesn't excite me at all. Origin next Wednesday night, because I fear that it's going to be the fucking Dolphins versus the Cowboys all over again. Like, fuck me dead. Billy Slater, I'm off that cunt. I was off him last year too. But, look, fuck me. I had a shit Saturday night. The Cowboys got absolutely towed. The Aussies got pumped in the cricket. You boys know that I love me cricket, so I'm hurting. I'm fucking hurting. I can't even look forward to Origin getting some fucking blood back because we're going to get pumped. Fuck.
A little
Rough weekend for the big
collective
fella.
losing it.
Yeah.
He's about to crash out, the poor boy. I tell you what, shout out to the Osaka Country Club. I bet you they didn't think that one of their caps would be in the west of Queensland.
Fuck yeah. Yeah.
Fucking cows bellowing in the background.
Yeah.
Red dust.
Oh,
Well travelled, that hat.
well travelled. I'll give him a little bit of a leeway there, though. The cows. So I was talking to the brother-in-law today, and he texted me from the game. I was surprised that he was still there, to be fair. I was surprised that the stadium still had people in it. But they had, I think it was 7 out of their starting 17 not there in that game. And so they had Bateman, I think they had somebody else out on suspension. Lolo dropped out pre-game, like before they ran out. So they had to have their 18th man come in. And then they had the 4 players away from Origin. So I didn't watch the game, but I've only seen the highlights. But considering that he said that there was a bit of a issue with their attitude, maybe that contributed to a lot of it. But fuck, they were on an uphill battle. I don't know if the Dolphins had anyone out. I know they had Plath and a few others out, but yeah, what do you reckon, Ringer? What do you reckon about that one? Then we'll get into a bit of Origin chat.
Cows did look fucking defeated before they walked on, to be fair.
Yeah, okay.
That did, yeah. And that's the sort of thing, talking about like the Bronx a couple of weeks ago, that DNA where, years ago, the Broncos, it didn't matter if everyone was out, what they used to be with Origin. Like, you didn't fucking take the Broncos lightly because no matter who was there, they were going to fuck you. They were going to have a crack. Yeah, just drop ball, just silly drop ball from what I watched. Not silly drop ball, just fucking terrible drop ball, really. Like, hold the fucking thing, lads. You don't make things easier when your team is shot to shit by giving the opposition the ball all the time. And, Herbie was in a fucking mood, which makes us thoroughbreds a bit, how you going? But anyway, yeah.
Tears.
Yeah.
The one we let go. But anyway, yeah, it's one of them things. Like, they're all young fellas too, which is unfortunate for them because they're going to be scarred from that game, which is not going to, it's either it's a moment where they're going to bounce back or they're going to really fucking take this loss very hard, I think.
Yeah, it sounds like they were defeated before they ran out. Maybe they knew the amount of people they had out, the amount of salary cap they had out, and they just were like, "Well, fuck, what are we going to do here?" But anyway, what do you reckon, Langus, mate? Did you end up seeing much of it? I seen like the last 15 to 20 of it, I think, when Bostock
Yeah,
ran a few in.
No, I didn't see it at all. I just, obviously after leaving your place, had to do the whole bedtime routine with the little one. So no, I missed all of it. Looked at the highlights, like what you said, but no, it was bit of a rough weekend for the Gronk for the viewing. Cricket got smoked, so that was shit. And then obviously, watching the Cowboys get an absolute fingering, that's probably not good. Yeah, and then Origin, looking forward to that. So
Take us off there,
real
mate,
sort
with
of
Origin.
excitement
We'll do
with
a
that one.
segue
But
into that. Let us know your thoughts. What do you reckon? How's the game going to go?
oh man, like fucking, you want to be positive, you want to be confident, but fuck, like, Queensland 13 plus boys, I reckon, eh? Nah, look, you fucking love Origin. You love the reason why we do Origin. Queensland, underdogs every fucking time. You love to see it. You love that underdog story. New South Wales got a pretty good team, eh? So I don't fucking know. Like, full of dickheads. Don't get me wrong, full of dickheads, but can play footy. So, I'm gonna go Queensland 1-12. I'm gonna go. In all seriousness, I'm gonna go Queensland 1-12. We can get the job done.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
right. What do you reckon, Ringer? How do you see it? What's your feeling down in your plumps?
Then the plums. It's mixed. It's so mixed for me because in Billy we trust, right?
Mm.
He has done it, but fuck, there's some curveballs that have come out of this last team list that really has thrown a few of us for a loop. Well, number one for me, Mo Fodawaker. Love the kid. Reasonably good prop. Doesn't seem to be anywhere near as good as fucking Corey Jensen, Corey Horsburgh. The two Corys could probably be better than him. Francis Molo at the Dolphins is probably better than him at the moment.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah, so that's the first head scratcher, right? Nanai, probably our best player in game one, other than Munster. Bench him. Okay, and then they go, oh, well, but we need some punch off the bench to, go after the New South Wales bench. Okay, I can see that then. Dropping Fermor to bring Curdy Capes in. Cousin of Capewell, fucking love the cup. But, like, Capey off the bench, that's what I'm, like, this is what I can't wrap my head around. If he brought Capey in and put him at number 17, I'd be all for it because I go, if someone gets HIA, if someone gets hurt, Capey can cover from centre to fucking middle. And we've already got Mano in there to cover a bit of fucking edge and halves. And we'll put someone that shouldn't be Ezra, but anyway, someone at 18th man to cover the backs. Sweet. Capey's been there, done that. You know he's going to die for the jersey. That's the one thing I love about Capey. Is he the best second row in the fucking second best second row in the state at the minute? No, he fucking isn't. So that's an odd one. Carrying to the bench, I actually like, and I would like a lot more if Horsburgh or someone or Collins was starting. So that way we got that cunt run off the run on, and then Paddy comes on fresh, ball playing, offloading, running a fuck through the middle. I actually can get around Paddy off the bench to combat the kick returner. So lots of questions, love. But in saying all that, it's lining up to be that classic fucking fuck you moment Queensland throws up every few years where it's like everyone's just pounding them into the core of the earth with how shit they're going to be. Kalen Ponga's not going to play that shit again.
Yeah.
Like, it's almost impossible. Harry Grant's not going to play that shit again. He was fucking terrible, and it's Harry Grant. Like, he's going to look at that and go, well, I can't do that again. Munster's captain, Mad Dog Munster's going to do fucking well. Tino didn't have he was good, but he didn't have a great game. There's players that are going to level up for their second game, and that gives me some confidence that there's going to be a better showing. I just wish the cattle had a bit different, arrangement there. It blows me away where Corey Horsburgh's not even in around the squad somewhere because he must have done something to Billy. But like he's got that sort of fire. Like look at the colour of Britto's beard. Like he's got that fire, that Corey Horsburgh fire. So few selection head scratches for me. But I know a lot of our players are not going to play exactly like they did in the first game. Dearden's coming in, which is a positive, because poor old Cherry can't pick his fucking nose at the minute looking at that game on the weekend. So, yeah, excited. I'm with Langers. I reckon 1-12, we have to win the first 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Put some doubt in New South Wales' mind, because they've got all the confidence in the world at the moment, and then we can do a job on them. But yeah, it's very interesting. But God, if it doesn't work, Billy.
Yeah, straight off the bat, the one thing I don't like, and I can't see past it, we have Craig Bellamy and the Blues coach, and then we're going to try and play Storm football. I'm sorry, I just don't know how Billy can see that working. You're literally going to do the game plan up against the guy that made it. So yeah, like
That's the best clip that.
I can't get around that sort of thing. Other than that, I'm all in. I'm like, righto, Billy, what are you cooking? I think there's going to be, or I personally think there's going to be a lot of last minute changes. I think you'll find that maybe
Billy's cooking. Click.
Yeah, Billy's cooking, literally. I think you'll find like Collins might start. Mo might go back to the bench. I think they've named Hammer on the wing. I don't think that happens. I think he plays center. Val goes to the wing. It's just all smoke and mirrors, and Billy's just doing what he's got to do to, the Ezra thing that's in there. Like, I don't know. Although everything's been pretty quiet this week, to be fair, on that case. But there's been a lot more chat. Like Luai is saying, he's got that dog in him. Lads have been coming out, and the Corey Park has been having a go at Gal, who's been having a go at Woodsy. Everyone's sort of, but it's like PVL picked the phone up. I was like, you guys need to create some noise around this shit, because it was quiet last time.
What the fuck are we paying you for?
Yeah. So I've just got this. Ooh, I reckon, and I cannot stand the legacy chat, the fucking coming from New South Wales. You've won one series and one game. Calm your farm. And you've got one goat in your team. We had 8 in a row where we had about 5 goats running around. Like, we could talk about that sort of shit, but you can't do that at the moment as far as I'm concerned. But I'm here for the banter. Like, I understand you guys, you were down in the dumps for so long. 12 years, wasn't it? Just 12 years of wondering what the fuck's going to happen this year, and blah, blah, blah. And now he's got a sniff of it. He's a bit fart sniffy. Smelling your own shit. But I reckon 1-12. I reckon the lads get it done. Like, from what I've seen and heard and read, there was a pretty brutal video session on day one. And you could imagine imagine how long that reel was, because there was some, 80 minutes of shit, basically. And you're right. Harry Grant's going to look at that and go, Jesus Christ. Like, I can't do that again. Munster with the C, running around with a bit of rocky dirt in his boot, apparently. That's a wild, who the fuck thought that up? But anyway.
Yeah, that's wild, eh? Anyway, let him cook. He's sober now, so they've got to get some fucking pressure.
KP?
Big shout out to fucking Mano too. Winton lad from out in this country. Out in the west. That's fucking good work, Kurt.
That's it. Did he ever play for the Devils? He had a few runarounds there. Good shit.
He's got a tattooed on him, bro.
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
One of the oldest debutants too, isn't he?
Yes.
32. Yeah.
Did anyone think he was fucking still 26, or is that just me?
He's been around a bit when you actually look back at it. Yeah.
But he's one of them cunts, you just know he's going to have a real red hot crack.
Yeah.
He's not going to die one.
I feel, as for the game plan, I feel like you're right. The first 15 minutes, the whoever runs out onto that field to kick it off, their instructions will be defend, defend, defend. Do not look like scoring unless it's like run over the try line untouched sort of stuff. Just defend your ass off, get to your kick complete, and just
Get to Lomax.
yeah, all that sort of. And then when Nenai and Paddy and that come out, start playing that fast as fuck footy around the ruck, because those boys will be a little bit tired on the New South Wales side. Paddy with that offload, like we've seen the Jensen against the Titans. You've got Harry Grant sniffing around there, wanting KP off his hip. It's going to be fast as fuck footy.
And that's why I think that might be why Paddy's gone back. And I like your shout. I reckon too that Collins might start.
I reckon. Mo to the bench.
Give Mo 25 off the bench. I'm all for it because he has got that different body shape and good punch. But you throw Man, Nanai, Carrigan on at the same time.
Yeah.
That's a lot of fast feet in the middle to get around players like Isaiah Yeo, Angus Crichton, Liam Martin, those bigger fellas that'll be defended on the edges. There's going to be some quick ball. Like, Mano can move the ball quick. He's played 5'8" for fuck's sake. And Carrigan's got that good ball playing in him. Nanai kick chase and, devastating when he's on a tear. There's definitely something I can see where those three are on at the same time, fresh legs playing, tired defenders, where we could get some, especially if Harry's on. Harry getting the markers out of the equation, throwing to someone like Mano that gets in behind the ruck, shit can open up pretty quick. And then you got fresh Paddy.
Yeah.
Fuck me. Feed it to my veins. So you can see where there's upside, but it's still nerve-wracking, but that's Origin, isn't it? That's why we love it so much.
That's it.
I know.
And someone fold Luai, for fuck's sakes.
Please.
On one of his steps too. When he does one of them little jinks, just get him jinked straight into his shoulder.
Yeah. Please, someone just shoot out of the line when he steps off that left foot the first time. Just shoot out. Take his head off. Fuck it. Get the big man activated.
Yeah, that's it. Trigger that 18th man so Burton comes on. We'll have a better chance.
Yeah, bombs us to death. Fuck. I didn't think this one through.
Righto. Let's listen to the fuckwit. Got to get him in here.
Good day, legends. It's your favourite non-listener here. Just wanted to have a quick word about how good was it this weekend not having to watch the rubbish Broncos play. Is that week, boys? Catch you later.
Now, we're going to keep it a secret to who he supports in the NRL. But that's a lot of chat coming from someone who... That's a lot of chat.
He thoroughbreds, he's putting the fucking, pressing the link, picking up the phone and dropping a bloody inbox. So
that's it.
Get around it.
That's it.
I reckon we open it up after Origin because there's going to be some thoroughbreds with some thoughts.
Yeah. We'll have to do a post Origin. Vent session, possibly.
Yeah.
Or maybe not. Maybe we're just all full of
our
own
shit. Or celebration.
Yeah.
Either or.
That's it.
Either way, it takes me about 2 hours to wind down afterwards, so fucking do work.
Get it out there. Yeah, no, we will actually, Thoroughbreds, if you listen to this, we will throw the link up again. It's in our bios on most of our social media platforms. So anytime you think of something, hit the link, throw us, send it to us. We might even do a midweek reel or something if it's that good. We'll get your thoughts out there straight away while it's fresh. All right, week ahead. Interesting times. So we'll have a look at the injuries here. We've got Hayes and Jock out for the season. Jack Goswalski with his broken arm. Every single time I go to look at the casualty ward, the rounds increase for the lad. So I don't know what's going on there, but he's penciled in for round 16. So we'll see if he gets, or where he ends up. Ben Hunt as well, round 16. Going to be a very interesting team list Tuesday. Ben Decora ankle. All I can see is to be confirmed. I don't know if he's gone for surgery. I don't know how bad it is, whether it's a high fracture or a seismosis or whatever they call it. So, unfortunately for Big Ben, it might be the season. But we'll hopefully hold our breath waiting for that.
Yeah.
Judiciary, we have been very good. Last time we got somebody sent to judiciary was round 10, and that was Willison with a careless high tackle, which resulted in a fine. So we have been very disciplined in that regard, which is good. I know the Sharkies that we are coming up, they've got a few outs, a couple of big outs too. K-Aero, Stone Street, Hazelton. So they're not karate. But I think they're pretty good in the judiciary as well. They other than injuries, they're fielding a full team. So we take on them at Suncorp Stadium this Sunday, 2:00, prime time, the worst spot for the Broncos to be playing.
Yep.
Battle of the Tape, 28 versus 18 games overall, 61% we've beaten them. Ladder position, we are 7th, they are 5th. Thanks to the bye round, we jump back into the top 8. Wins this season, we've had 6 out of 13 at 46%. They've had 8 out of 12 at 66%. So they've had, are they done all their buys? Is that right? Because they had a buy almost straight up.
Yeah.
3 buys each, isn't it? Yeah.
3 buys each, yeah. We've had 2. Yeah, so they must have had all 3. Last time we met was round 14 last year at Suncorp, where they dusted us 12-22, 2 tries to 4. And their last 5 games has been Manly W, Storm W, Roosters loss, Warriors loss, and then most recently Dragons win. He recorded our first win in 5 games against the Titans on the weekend, so go us. Some say double-edged sword going into the bye, whether we're sitting on our hands and we're getting a bit restless, or do we go back and have a look? It was Renault's 300. We're all up for it. How do we repeat that? And we get 2 weeks to really just nail that prep, get the rehab done. I know Katoni's been, from what I've seen and read, headed down to New South Wales camp. He ran some opposed sessions, so that can only be good for us and whatnot. Langers, how do you think this game's going to go, mate? And what are you looking for?
The Sharks are a weird team, aren't they? Like, I think everybody that watches footy probably has Sharks in their top 8, but nobody has them winning the comp.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
100%.
everybody's like, yeah, that's top 8 team for sure. And you're like, who's winning the comp? And no one's saying, oh, Sharks are winning the comp this year. You know what I mean? Like, there's such a fucking hit and miss team. So I don't, like, obviously the Broncos can put it together. They can fucking just do what the Dolphins did last night to the Cowboys, sort of thing. Like, that's 100% on the cards. If and being a Sunday at 2:00, that obviously helps us with Origin backups. Like an extra couple of days for the lads to a little bit of rest and recovery and all that sort of stuff. Hopefully, back up for the Broncos come Sunday. So, yeah, like teamless Tuesday will be very interesting, but. Yeah, I'm pretty. Oh, yeah, Broncos. Yeah, Sunday Arvo. See, that's the bit of a curse one there. Yeah, look, I think it's just all looking towards the Broncos 13 plus, mate.
Great diagnosis.
Yeah.
What about you, Ringer, mate?
Yeah, going to be very interesting to see whether our reps are going to back up. Mainly because it's fucking Perth.
Yeah.
So they've got to do 5 hours back to Sydney or some bullshit, and then back to Brisbane. It'll all depend on what sort of a run they have over there, I guess. So we probably won't have Paddy, more than likely paying. Anyway, but bigger than that is if Ben Hunt's fit, where's he playing? Is he running on at 9 after an injury, or after a win like that, are we leaving Pates on and bringing Ben Hunt on later? Does Billy move to 9? Like, there's so many interesting storylines coming into that.
Yep.
Ezra's obviously going to play if he doesn't get on for 18th man. But honestly, Reece, Renault, our edges, is going to be exactly the same. So excuses wise, I have none. I think even if we do. The prop thing is a bit dangerous, but it's going to be Willison and Jensen if Paddy and Payne don't play. It'll be Willison, Jensen, and Hetherington at lock. So run-on team's pretty fucking good, to be fair, and it'll just depend on the bench makeup, really. But mate, like Langer said, I'm in the same boat. Sharks, yeah. Like, where do you put them?
Yeah.
Like they got a team that if they all looked like they wanted to play really well, could pump anyone. And then they sort of made the Dragons look good for a fair while in that game on the weekend when they had a
Yeah.
full strength team, and you're like, what the fuck's going on here? But like, other than, as we'll get to, no doubt, Britto, Nakora, but other than Nakora, like, they don't look dangerous. Is that fair? Like, they don't look dangerous in like big attacking raids. Like, they'll score a try on you if they get a good kick away, or Nakora hits a fucking insane line. But no one's really terrified of Will Kennedy. Mulatalo's good in the air, but they're not getting him the ball very often. So, like, we should pump him, and like you're saying about the bye, a lot of people saying, "Oh, it's a bad time for the bye to happen because the boys had a really good hit out. They wanted to carry that momentum." Like, if you don't turn up for this game, well, write the season off.
Yeah.
Like, fucking get out there and play fucking football, you pussies. Like, don't use a bye as an excuse for not getting up for a game against the Sharks at home. Should be bread and butter. Like, just put a good performance up. If you do that, you'll more than likely win it. So yeah, I think we win. I think we can do them 13 plus easy if they turn up like they did against the Dragons the other night, because they looked fucking limp dick to me.
Yeah.
AFB, you shut it if you can stop him in any way, shape, or form. Their go forward otherwise is pretty lackluster, really. So I'd be going for a 13 plus win too. I think Reese can do some serious damage around their edges. Like that, what's his name? I can't fucking remember. Their other edge that's not near Cora. Anyway, not exactly fast, and neither are their centres. So I think we can do some real damage out wide. So anyway, we'll soon see how the Bronx decide to show up, I suppose.
Yeah, the Sharks to me, and I'm probably going to get fucking reamed for this take, but they seem to me like they are the mid-range football team, but they play for 80 minutes. So I know they look like they, were slow, but that's because the Dragons kind of had that Dragons tempo at the start of the game and whatnot. They just couldn't hang in there and not like they're Panthers, like they're going to suffocate you. They just play footy. And there's no frills. There's not rarely any flair about it. And, they'll execute and they'll go through it. And it's just real weird. Like, if I look at the stats for their game against the Dragons there, they had 56% possession by the end of it. And their completion rate was at 87. They had 41 out of 47 sets that they completed. Like, every time they got the footy, they got to their kick, basically. Teams like us.
Be our kryptonite.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I mean.
100%.
Teams like us, if we turn up and we play what we can, we belt them off the park. But if we turn up and play subpar, well, then we get beaten by the Sharks sort of thing. So,
Yeah.
but I'll tell you what, mate, Ricky and Piakura they're starting to get a bit of form there that I like to see. So, and Nakora, your boy Britto backed him in for any time in the best bets, and I would love to see Nakora in a Broncos jersey. Massive fan of him. Massive fan of how he plays his role and his position. He's not the biggest, but he hits so hard and will destroy your shoulder inside or out, no matter what, this sort of thing. So, I honestly think we do turn up and we do a bit of a job on him. I think Renault's got that bit of a flare back. I know it was one game, it was his 300, but the way that he was mic'd up, just hearing some of the calls that he was doing on the field makes you really aware of how much influence that 7 does have. Even simple things like, I think on the mic there, he said, don't do, like, we're just not doing it. Just don't do it. We're going to get to the kick. We're not doing anything else. And, you could pick a few times where that set was probably what he was talking about. They looked like they just Did the scoots from the outside back boys came in, had one forward straight off the ruck, and then they got to their kick and kicked it down. So hopefully,
and you know the other interesting thing about this game, if it lines up, we could see what the actual spine was going to look like before all the dramas happened.
yeah, true.
Like this could be the first time we get Renault, Hunt, and Walsh on the field playing together. Like that's wild. It's round 16, but you know, with all the disruptions and what happened, you wonder whether it'll be interesting to see if Hunty's fresh, what the actual makeup of that spine's going to be, because that could have been like, going into preseason and whatnot before all the drama. This is what our spine is. Round 16 comes along, we might be able to put that on the field. So it'll be very interesting to see that dynamic, actually.
Yeah, my pick for team list, I think Pakesy drops out. I just the way that Billy's been holding himself with his 40-20s, his defense, I feel like that's the go. I don't know. Do they give Hunt? Does he play Q Cup for a week?
Maybe.
Is he too expensive to do that, or because of his age, do we want him to do that? Like, do you just play first grade and then risk injury elsewhere, or does it come in? I think Billy starts and Hunt is at 14.
Yeah.
That would be my take for the team list.
I think it comes down to contract negotiations. If Billy's a fair way down the road with the Cowboys or something like that, I reckon he gets out. Just honestly, like if it was me picking the team and Pakesy's signed on for another 2 years and Billy might be going to Cows and you got Ben Hunt back, like, do you bite the bullet now? And like Walters has been playing good because he's got that contract. So I don't know.
Yep.
It's a cynical take, but I mean that's like fucking coaches are cynical cunts too. So.
Oh, look what happened with Gobbo.
Yeah, 100%.
Track there. So, all right, no worries. Well, I think we're all in unison there. Broncos 13 plus.
100%.
Yeah,
and
let's
we'll
do
move on. Stags for a double. All right, tipping. Now, Thoroughbreds, because we like to yawn your frickin' ear off. Yeah, you didn't do too well, did you? Good Lord.
No, you're saying we're not going to talk about it.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about it. We're not going to talk about it. Yeah, because we're just trying to get a bit of time back because we like to waffle on about Broncos and Broncos only sort of thing. So what we are going to do is going to release a couple of reels during the week just to really shout out the winners, give a lay of the land of where the table sits. That with the Supercoach as well. And the bets. The bets have been getting some pretty good social media coverage when we do release them. So we're not going to talk about them too much on here. If you want to keep following it, bloody oath, keep letting us know. So for the tipping, Fletcher's Uber, yours truly, takes out the week. Thank God this was a better buy-round weekend for me than what it was last time. Ringer is shaking his head because he's just watching the gap disappear. Anyway, I'm all chat because I'm winning. Fletcher 2 4 out of 5 with a 0 margin. 8-1-8-1-2, 4 out of 5 with a 6 margin. And then in third place, Slippery Gypsy, yours truly, Langers, but with a margin of 8, takes out this week. Supercoach comp. I think the updates have all happened. Not great for your boy Britto here, so I'm not going to get a mention. But Master Bateman tops it, 1,038 in first. The elusive G-Spot coming in at 1,026 for second. And then Old Mates Oligarchy scores 1,001 for third. So although they were the only ones that did score 1,000 in our comp, that is some pretty impressive scores considering the Rabbits game v the Bulldogs got cancelled halfway through. So well done there, lads. Good shit. Shout out to you guys.
Yeah, not many scores higher than that I've seen in any of my leagues.
No, well done. We'll see what the green ticks look like. Red ticks for me. and I'm pretty sure I beat Langers still somehow in the other round. Just a
Just had to throw
drive-by.
that
Just a
truth on the
drive-by.
way out.
Oh, I
went
mean, the
shit, but
boyfriend
I
doesn't
kicked
give
the
a
shit
fuck
out of
about it
Langers, so
anymore.
fine.
Yeah.
All right, best bet. So, as you all know now, we do the Bronco bet each week. We all pick a leg or two legs, depend on how we're feeling. Try and get what we think's the best value. If it does get up, we're going to do a giveaway. It's 16 rounds in. We haven't given a giveaway yet, so bear with us. We'll be right back. Ringer came off a heater. What'd you do? 6 weeks in a row there, mate. You're just
Sure did.
waiting for us to join you there.
I was 6.5 to be fair. I
Six
got
and a
one
half.
up.
Yeah, six and a half.
Yeah,
If you want to, you've spoken like a true gambler right there.
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. I'll get the win next week.
I tried to go with you. I got a nicker after, I think I had 4 red crosses and a void bet. So I finally got a green tick, thankfully. But I was the only one out of all of us that got up, which is, we had a couple of shit takes, a couple of games there that were pretty wild. Didn't go the way that we thought it was going to go. The road to $1 million, just to show you how bad we were and how far off, it was 4 out of 13 legs at 30%, with one voided leg. But anyway, check the socials coming up for the allocated games and whatnot. We're getting a lot of DMs from thoroughbreds that are just chatting with us, which is really great to see. Feel free to do that, and feel free to throw us a couple of legs that you think are going to, you could very well end up on the road to $1 million. If we think it's great
Doing
value.
better than us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's all that done. Wrap up before we wrap up. I got one here if no one else has got one. The new logo. Now, we've all seen it getting around on the social. Very Retro Rugby League covers it. 6 Against Smacks. He also a bit of a graphic designer there. He's put his own flavour to it, tried to pretty it up and whatnot. Don't mind what he's done. Very deliberate leak, I would say. Like, oh, did anyone notice? It's like, no, we didn't. Why'd you tell us? Sort of thing. So very deliberate. I think it's a very good sounding board to put out there, get the feedback and whatnot. I think it's a done deal, and I think we're going to have to get used to that kind of logo. I don't like it purely because it looks soft. There's no hard edge about it. I feel like if they change it from round lines to straight, that'll change a lot of aspect for a couple of thoroughbreds and whatnot. But you got to remember, we went from a full-on bucking Bronco in our very first logo to what we have now, which is very, very good. I feel like it's got some sharp edges and whatnot. And now we're going to a very soft, rounded look. 100% if they want to throw it on management, corporate, do it, sure. But I feel like there's going to be a couple iterations between now when they actually do change the logo. But I mean, it's the Broncos logo. If they change it, they change it, whatever. Like, I'm not going to die over it, but I mean, I think they could definitely do better with the amount of money they would be spending on it for sure. So, Langers, have you got any thoughts on that, mate?
Yeah, I think it looks shit. I fucking do not like it at all. I mean, it's all speculation at this point. You know, like all they've done is like that logo has been submitted for trademark fucking shit. Like that's it so far. And so, like, you know, the black and white logo got released, and then a bit more chat about it that it didn't have a color sort of designation. It was just that was the first one, and it could actually be, you know, a maroony sort of color like what the current one is now. Either way, it looks shit to me. Like I don't know why you'd even need to change it. Like the current Broncos logo, I think is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Like, you know, not just because I'm a Broncos fan, but because I think it's generally, like, I think it's a good logo, and I don't know why somebody needs to obviously justify their fucking job by going, oh, you know what we should do? We should change the logo because it hasn't been done for 20 years. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, girlfriend. You know?
Yeah,
So,
fair
no,
enough.
it can fuck right off.
Fair enough. What do you reckon? Tell them what
Sorry.
you really think.
Yeah. Say it with your chest.
Yeah.
I tell you what, you're not the only one though. There's a lot of
nah.
clapback out there that people.
Yeah, it
what,
looks
do,
shit.
what do you reckon, Ringer? You're at the same boat, aren't you?
Yeah, clap back. I mirror exactly what Langer said. I reckon it's fucking terrible. Like, how do designers get paid so much money to make things look less fucking designable? Looks like it. That set looks like they went GPT, take the Broncos logo, put it in a shield, but make it look really shit, and then that's what fucking it spat out.
Specifically
Because,
asked that.
yeah, it like specifically asked that, and then that's what it spat out. Because, like you said, it's hardly recognizable as a fucking Bronco for a
Yeah.
start. Like, we went away from a full-blown horse, like you said. My personal opinion, give us back the old one or fucking don't change the new one. Like,
Yeah.
you went backwards a bit to get to where we are now. Don't fucking continue the slide. Because our old logo was the most elite fucking thing ever seen. Like,
Yeah.
I don't care what anyone says. It was fucking perfect.
Fuck yeah.
Our new one is bang on target. You can change the colours to whatever it needs to be. It's tight, it's compact, it's still strong. Exactly what you said. New one looks, it's not new. It's like you said, it could be all speculation, but I fucking hate it. And if it is a leak so they can get some public opinion,
They
I
got it.
seen one, I think it was one of those stupid news.com or fucking MSN News, something put up, you know, where they put thumbs up if you like it, fucking angry face if you don't. There's like 7.2 thousand angry faces and like 150 thumbs up or some fucking thing. It was like everyone was just shitting all over it.
Yeah.
So if they're tracking that stuff, and like you said, they probably
Will be.
they would be. Like, they throw it out there and see, they'd be like, ugh, back to the drawing board, hopefully, literally. So, yeah, I hate the minimalistic shit that everyone's trying to do now. Like, make it a fucking logo. You're doing it for your fans. Like, you're not doing it for the ease of printing. Like, I don't know. I like ours at the moment. If they change it, go backwards. Don't go forwards with fucking terrible stuff.
I just don't. Like, if you look at everyone else's logo, they sort of stuck with that straight line. So the Panthers, they just cut their Panther in half. It's essentially all they did to fit into that shield. You know, the Raiders have got the Raiders thing. Tigers have got a tiger head. You know, like, I wouldn't mind it even if they did like a Bronco head straight on. I don't know. I don't know how they make that work, but it'd be better than what they just released. But like I said, if that's what they're going to go with, I mean, I'm not going to lose any fucking sleep about it. They need to. It's some other stuff needs to happen before I whinge about the logo. Like, let's
win
not
a comp and then you can change the fucking logo.
Yeah. That's exactly what it would be. Yeah. But anyway, all right. Good to get your opinions on that one. Anyone else for anything else?
No, mate. I think we're pretty much covered by round footy once again.
Yep.
By round footy and Origin. Oh, I'm so fucking keen for this game. Even though we might look like losing, there's a hope. You're telling me there's a chance.
Also, like, it's interesting in that kicks off at 6:30 over there. It's still early in the night, isn't it? Imagine, like, it wouldn't be a bad Origin to go to because you're walking out of that bitch at 8:30, primed to fucking hit the town, aren't you? A big day into an Origin.
Yeah.
Might be a good one to go and have a crack at.
True that. Righto, Thoroughbreds, that's all from us. Send us your thoughts on everything that we covered here. Let us know your opinion. If you're listening to us, you've found us, so please spread the word. Tell your mates, like and subscribe to get all the new updates and whatnot. Head over to our socials, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. A like on our post costs you nothing. A comment gives us motivation. Sharing our content introduces it to the page to others, and hitting the favorite button helps us with engagement. Once again, if you do have a business, you're a diehard Bronco, doesn't matter where you are in this glorious state of Queensland, we'll throw out your name and shit, put your logo on some of our socials and whatnot. Bet responsibly, bet for fun and not for the rent. Be a contributor to society, stay out of one another unless it's consensual, and we will gallop off into this Origin game. Catch us later.
Cheers, Queenslanders.
Come check out the hats, Thoroughbreds. Look at them. Sexy as.
Yeah.
That was absolute diabolical.